Hey, it's Korinn, 365 Days of Open Heart Living, day 123, easy as 1, 2, 3. I giggled to myself when I looked to see what day it was going to be that I was recording, because I came up with the idea of recording about easy as 1, 2, 3, and then I looked and I'm like, oh, day 1, 2, 3, how appropriate. Those little synchronicities that happen in life, they're fun, right? When you have something that lines up that just kind of makes you stop and pause and be like, oh, I couldn't have planned that. I couldn't have planned that randomly today. The topic is easy as 1, 2, 3 on day 1, 2, 3. But that's how life goes sometimes, where the synchronicities layer into your living, and you just have to recognize them, acknowledge them, let them be special, even if it's something silly like that, like, what does that even mean? To me, I would say it just means that I'm in alignment. I'm doing what I need to, and life is throwing in some fun little things that are lining up and winking back at me like, yep, you are on track. So watch for them, the synchronicities in life. No matter how small they are worth just pausing and acknowledging. So easy as 1, 2, 3. The topic comes from a breathing practice, an inner breath, a modified version of the inner breath, where you breathe and count 1, breathe and count 2, breathe and count 3, and you do that all the way up to 10, and then from 10 you reverse the count down to 1 again. And what that does as a practice for the inner breath is it gives you a stream of consciousness to kind of rest against. It's counting 1, 2, 3. That can get mindless, right? Where we keep counting and we don't know really what number we're on. We're not paying attention to what number we're on. And that is where the letting consciousness rest gently upon the meditation that you're doing comes in. Because as you count upwards to 10 and you're aware enough in your breathing practice, when you get to 10, you're going to turn around, and then the next time count 9, and the next breath count 8, and the next, and so on. And then when you get down to 1, you're going to turn around again and then count back up to 10. So it's like a staircase up and then down, just feeling the breath, counting each breath that you take. Now, what's interesting about this practice is you will find you lose track of what number you're on. You maybe say the same number a couple of times. You count past 10, maybe you count to like 50 if you're really kind of, flown in your mind, versus being in your physical awareness of feeling your breath. And this sharpens your perceptive ability to be aware of your body and be active in your mind, so that the two aren't exclusive of the other, that you can have an awareness in both body and mind. Because sometimes in our humanness, we get carried away by our thoughts. We get lost in our mind, and then we don't even really know how we're feeling in our body, or that we have physical things to take care of for ourselves, or just our awareness is just concentrated in the mind. And the balance of being able to be aware of body and mind is integrative. It's holistic. So it's sharpening that perceptive ability to have a greater awareness than just being in the mental scape, which can ruin the day. It can run the day and it can ruin the day. Because if we're in our mind all day long, thinking about troublesome thoughts, or the never-ending to-do list, or the stressors, like that on top of living, can get to be a bit much, and we need to take a break from that. And so easy as 1, 2, 3, it's an easy practice. It's simple. There's not a lot of instruction other than exactly just what we went over. Breathe and count. Keep your awareness in your body, feeling your breath, and at the same time, loosely let your consciousness rest against whatever number that you are on and that is coming up next, and count forward and count backwards. So easy, yes, easy practice in its explanation, but maybe when you get into doing it, you'll find it's not so easy, because it takes that awareness. It takes the development of having your awareness in a holistic state, of being aware of not just your mind, but of your body too, of being aware of kind of where you're at in position with the counting, and not just counting repetitively, all the way up to 100, or, you have to have a slight stream of consciousness connected to those multiple layers of your being in doing this meditation, which is a great practice, because as that strengthens and this gets easier and becomes easy as 1, 2, 3 for you to do the counting and not lose track and keep your presence and be in the feeling sense, that is going to add ease to other parts of your being as a holistic practice. When you do meditation and you cultivate your stability and feeling your breath and being present, then you are also cultivating your inner capability to have stability in emotional turmoil, to have stability in personal awareness of maybe catching yourself before you make the comment that is inappropriate or that could be hurtful. Maybe it creates an ease and better being able to have a awareness of when you are entering into that reactive state, so that you can catch it and then with greater ease move into a responsive state. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Just even taking this time to practice this simple meditation brings ease into how you're feeling, because it slows down your mind, your body, smooths out your emotional bumps and irritations, and it brings you into alignment with feeling your spirit and feeling your breath, becoming one in that practice of life coming in and life flowing out. And isn't that what makes life continuous? Your breath. You're alive. Your spirit is living in your body. You are life, and it is easy. It's an easy combination of being alive and breathing. You don't have to think about your breath. You don't have to think about staying alive. It just happens. It's easy. But the power in it comes when you become more aware in these practices of how you are, feeling your breath, feeling it as you are breathing your life into being with ease within you, and noticing that flow in and out of your breath brings a feeling of ease to you, brings a needed pause and an awareness. that life is so much more than the busy mind or the busy body or the tired body and the tired mind. Life is so much more. Life is you, and it is worth taking the time and practice to be more aware of yourself in that holistic sense. Body, mind, spirit, and heart. You are whole, and the whole of you is worth feeling, experiencing, and living. And with meditation being an easy practice to do, it is not always an easy practice to go to, right? Those things get in the way, the body, the mind, the feeling, how you feel emotionally maybe deters you from doing meditation. But when you can come and you can sit and just even count up and down, maybe just to 5, whatever you're up for. Count up and down to 5 a couple times. You give yourself that space to connect, to open, to sharpen your awareness, and that then can have the potential to make the way you are living easier than the way you have been living. Because it opens the door of your consciousness to look at yourself, to look at how you've been breathing, how you are breathing, sharpening your awareness to look at yourself in other ways, and how your mind is thinking, and how it maybe wanders in the counting, to look at yourself and how you are. If you're tense, if you're heavy, if you're overstimulated or overexcited, excitable. Awareness helps you look to see how you are, and in looking and feeling and seeing yourself, then your life becomes more of a choice of how you want to live, instead of you just living in your life and being propelled forward in all of the emotion, physical sensation, the mind chattering. Those things are constant. When you slow and steady yourself and make this blip of time as easy as 1, 2, 3, that ease then sweeps over you and through you and changes the energy that you are in and carrying, giving you something to take into your day to maybe have greater ease of living with. So we're just going to do this practice today of the inner breath with breathing in and counting 1, breathing in, breathing out actually, and counting 2, breathing in, breathing out, counting 3. Every time you breathe, just feel your breath move and count in your head. Feel the breath move and count in your head. I will do it with you. Let's go ahead and close your eyes, relax your body, and do as we spoke about. Feel your breath as you breathe in and breathe out, and count 1, and so on forth all the way to 10. When you get to 10, breathe in, breathe out, and count 9. All the way back down to 1, and then turning around again to count up to 10. Keep going up and down that ladder of 10. If you notice you're trailing off, if you notice you've counted past the number that you were supposed to count to, just be aware in that moment And in your awareness, bring yourself back to the practice and start back at 1 and move forward from there. We'll do this for about 8 to 10 minutes. So just enjoy and experience your practice. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Remembering if you lose yourself in this count, come back to 1 and begin again. And remember, this practice is more about resting on the feeling of your breath and being loosely aware of the counting, but binding together the combination of mind and body with your awareness. Feel your breath Breathe in, breathe out, and count. Sharpening your awareness of yourself. Staying with the presence of feeling the breath and just adding the number at the end of the breath. Full presence with feeling the breath. Gentle presence with tracking the number. Okay, you can open your eyes. So now you've had that experienced, easy as 1, 2, 3. Easy in the process of it. Easy in the instructions. Not so easy in the implementation and experiencing. But this practice will create ease in your future practices of meditation, will create ease holistically in your being as well when practiced regularly. And so who doesn't want an easy practice for more ease in their life? One thing I do want to caution you on, to be aware of, is not to hold too tightly onto the mental focus of what number you are on, what number is coming up next, because then you lose the main focus of feeling your breath, of being aware, openly aware of feeling yourself. When the mind is contracted in focus, it's harder to see and to be aware of that which is holistic about you, of the other dimensions. And so if you found yourself to be like focusing more so on being right on the right number, not letting yourself, get too high or goof up counting, you're counting backwards, 4, 3, 2, and then you're counting 3, 4, and you accidentally start counting forwards again. Like, that's okay. Be easy with yourself and those things happening, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're doing the practice. The practice is what the practice is, and the purpose of the practice is experiencing yourself, sharpening your awareness. In time, this easy instructional practice will get easier and easier to carry out, and you'll notice that. But you don't have to force it. Do not force it, because that is working against you, not helping to create the holistic ease, but just helping to create another facet of life where you zero in, mentally focused, and where that blocks the other areas of focus that you could be experiencing. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and as always, live your heart.